future. Now you and I'm hypnotized, hypnotized by you.
Hello, welcome to the Lillypillies album launch. As you can see, I'm in the beautiful city that I live in, which is Sydney. Finally not raining at the moment. It's been raining basically all summer. But yeah, I guess I just wanted to go through our songs from this album and explain them, explain how we made them, the process, why we chose the songs that we chose to go on the album. The album is called Run to the Future. I think subconsciously when I was writing the songs, there seems to be a common thread to them about time, about how shitty things are at the moment in the world, but you know, somewhere in the future things will get better. And there's a lot of references to time in the songs. Think about, you know, when we were young, wake me up in a few years' time, maybe someday. They're all songs that subconsciously I was writing about how things are pretty bad now, but in the future things will get better.
Feeling like a fool. There's no one like you. Pick me up when I'm down, and I know that you'll always be there. There's no one like you. Get me out of the dark, get me up on my feet again. There's no one like you.
No One Like You was a song that was written pretty fast. I think I wrote it in a day, maybe a day or two, but the production took a while, and it kind of got pushed to the side because I was doing some collaborations, and also the vocal. I felt like it was a song that needed a lot of production on the vocals just to make it sound full, especially on those high notes. So that took a long time to sort of do. Like mixing took probably a couple of weeks, maybe more. But the end result I think is quite strong. It's just one of those songs that hopefully has a hook that sort of stays in the head. So with No One Like You, I went a bit crazy with the vocal tracks. There are literally 24 of them, I think. I'm not sure if that's the right way to do them, but the vocal effect that I got was...
So I can see you again. I rely on you. When I'm going round and so
all this stuff going on,
breaking all the rules, I'm feeling like a fool. There's no one like you. Pick me up when I'm down, and I know that you'll always be there. There's no one like you.
so they're like panning left and right, and I've got this vox effect on my voice. It kind of all works somehow. It took me a long time to do, but there's like 24 vocal tracks there, I think.
Get me out of the dark, get me up on my feet again.
I had to drag Ben to film that scene where I'm on the beach with the telescope. I don't think he was very impressed, but you'll see it's going to turn out really good, Ben.
Is it?
Yes. Wait till I finish it. Oops, I'm in the middle of the road. Trying to make an album cover. So the idea is to somehow get a decent photo of this thing. Starting to rain again. So maybe someday, maybe someday's a song That is a very important song for us because it's kind of the one that sort of brought Alessandro and I together. Before maybe someday I was sort of working more on my own. He brought a lot of rockness, rock to the song. It's also the song that's given us the most hits on YouTube and Spotify at the moment. I wasn't actually sure whether it was worthy or not to be recorded when I started to do it, and as it developed, I guess eventually I sort of knew that we were onto something, and then once Alessandro started playing those guitar solos, I sort of knew that it was going to be a song that was worth putting out. Maybe someday. The guitarist in the band is Alessandro Gori. We've known each other for about 30 years. We played in one of the first bands that I was ever in, and at the time he was the drummer in the band and I was the bass player. And then I think we lost a singer, and that's how I started to sing, because we couldn't find a singer, so I became the singer. But Alessandro lives in Italy, and that's where I grew up, and we sort of work from a distance, and I've been trying to get him on the phone just so I can introduce him to everyone, but he's a little bit shy because his English is not that great, apparently, according to him. But I will do my best to try and get him to be part of this little video that I'm putting together.
Do you remember all your hopes and dreams, when happiness didn't come from the screen? With the lights gone out, now you see it and appreciate the times when we were young.
There's a line in When We Were Young that I wrote that says, "Do you remember all your hopes and dreams, when happiness didn't come from the screen?" That is in reference to my children. One day I had a conversation with them saying that I think that they've actually been ripped off, because when I was young, when I was a child, I didn't spend all these hours in front of screens and gadgets like the generation of today. It seems to be the norm now. And I think that we probably had a better childhood than they did. We didn't rely on things like screens. I mean, I guess we've had the best of both worlds. We know what it's like to not have screens, and we know what it's like to have the screens and technology. So When We Were Young is a nostalgic song about better times.
When the lights go out, now you see it. Whoa. We can't let go of this feeling. Whoa. Do you remember all your hopes and dreams, when happiness didn't come from the screen? With the lights gone out, now you see it and appreciate the times when we were young. As far as the seas, just you and me. We'll be together when things are right and wrong. We'll be together. We'll be playing our song. We'll be together. As far as the sea, we'll be together. Just you and me.
We'll Be Together is the first song that I did with the kids. So that one came about, I asked young Sam just to come up with a guitar riff, really, and he said to me, "Oh, I don't know what to play, Dad." I said, "Just play me 4 chords, whatever, and then I'll develop a song." So he actually came up with the 4 chords of the intro of that song. And when they were, I think he was only like 11 or 12 years old, maybe even younger. And Benny did the harmonies. And now that he's older, his voice has changed a lot. So if he had to do harmonies now, they'd probably go, "We'll be together." But so lots going on in this song, "We'll Be Together." It starts off with that guitar, which was played, let's just isolate it, which was Sam, when he was very, very young. I think he came up with that riff when he was like 12 maybe. And it was the first song that we ever did, and I still have the backing vocals of Benny when he was a little kid, and you know, those backing vocals wouldn't be possible now because he's got such a deep voice. He's like, you know, 6 foot, 14-year-old kid. But at the time when he did them, he was probably 11 or 12. And I think they're still here somewhere because we recorded the song and then it was kind of just left there for a couple of years. You know, it was just something that I wanted to do with them because they had just started music lessons. And but when I redid the song and remixed it, I left I left those vocals there because I was so, I captured something, you know. I think that kind of a memory as well. I know you're going to kill me, Ben, for playing this, but here it is.
We'll be together. We'll be together.
Are you ready to be on the Lillypillies documentary?
Wearing our school uniform.
But
you're doing a documentary when you have not that many. You're meant to do it when you're like late into your career.
Like I gotta do it when I can. Funny story about Don't Let Me Down is that the video was actually taken, well, a lot of it is sort of stock footage that you can see of people, but the part where you can see me in the movie theatre with some popcorn and that is actually me in a real movie theatre. And the kids were a little bit embarrassed because they're like, "Dad, you can't do this in front of people." It's like, people haven't come in yet. People haven't started arriving. Come on, we can shoot this music video and then I can edit it later on. But yeah, that's actually real real footage of the movies in that video clip. And Don't Let Me Down was kind of the first time that we felt a little bit of pressure to come up with something that was good, because up until then we didn't really have anyone following our music, like literally nobody. So after we released a couple of songs, you know, We'll Be Together, Maybe Someday, we kind of started receiving messages from people saying, you know, we love your stuff. And then it was time to do another song, and it's like, ooh, this one better be good, because we have people that like us. So that was, you know, in a very small way, we felt a little bit of pressure to come up with something half decent when we did Don't Let Me Down. Remedy, I felt that it was never really given a proper chance. So for the album, we decided to sort of add some bits that maybe were missing in the original version, like some more guitars and a little bit, give it a little bit of a reggae feel, and maybe just make it sound a little bit more rock, because it's really you know, I guess it's a pop song, and we wanted to sort of include it on the album as more of a rock driven song than it was previously released.
Tonight, I know I'll be up all night, waiting for the sun to rise, for a brand new day to come, holding out for someone. Locked up inside these four walls, out of my mind. Don't wanna be the one to fall, I know I'll be fine. Tell me what to do without you now, without you now. Don't try to tell me how I have to survive.
Don't Tell Me is another one of those songs that we did early on, and rather than just putting it on the album as it was, we gave it a bit of a remix, remaster, sort of brightened it up for the album, so it's a completely different version. I actually sung it again as well, I forgot about that. I redid the vocals, and sounds a lot better, I think.
Don't wanna be the one to fall, I know I'll be fine. Don't tell me what to do without you now, without you now. So take me with you when we know the time is right. Wake me up in a few years' time. Where you go, I'll go. Where you don't, I won't. Where you go, I'll
Wake Me Up in a Few Years' Time was a song that almost didn't happen. I wrote it after I bought some software where there was a lot of analog sounds on there, and I just kind of went crazy with the analog sounds. It was heaps of fun to experiment with them, but then I kind of got lost in it, in the song, and after I finished it, I didn't really know what to do with it, and it sat there for literally 5 months. And when I was talking to Alessandro about the song, I said, oh, I've kind of got this song, but I don't know if it's good enough, and sent it to him, and he said, are you crazy? You know, we have to develop it. So he added some of the sort of powerful guitars and kind of changed the riff around a little bit, and then it started to work, and that's how that. So yeah, so with Alessandro, we decided to collaborate again for the first time in many, many years. And we were doing a song for another friend of ours, and that kind of didn't work out the way that we'd hoped. So that was when I decided that I wanted to work on my own and start something like Lillypillies. And, you know, maybe include my kids and just do something for myself. But I think that Alessandro brings a lot of value into the music. We get along really well. It's just such an easy way of collaborating with him, because, you know, because he's my friend, and we've if there's an issue, we talk about it. It's just easy, you know. He's a great guitarist, and I'm surprised at how well we're able to make these songs from a distance and somehow make it all work. and if something doesn't work, we kind of just somehow work around the issue and make it work. It's been great.
Hey, now I'm gonna make it shine. Wake me up in a few years' time. So take me with you when we know the time is right, to another place where leaving this behind. More than this, more than this, more than what I already know. When I'm with you, there's no reason for loneliness. And I'm hypnotized, hypnotized by you. I've traveled the world, I've seen a mountain of emptiness, and I'm hypnotized.
So the intro effect in I'm Hypnotized is literally just an acoustic guitar with a lot of effects on there. So that's all I did, and I think I slowed it down and I literally played it. Sped it up. So I'm Hypnotized is a song that we did very, very early on, and in fact it was the really early days where I didn't really want to be in any of the videos. So I asked my niece if she could appear in the video, if she could sort of dance in the video. She's a really good dancer, and so there's a few versions of the video floating around. There's one that we did for Facebook where my two nieces just kind of dance it out, and yeah, we use that for socials. But yeah, early on I didn't really want to appear in any of the videos, and then I thought, what the heck, you know. Life in the world I've seen a broken angel. Here comes the rain and the storm. It's a very warm night in suburbia, actually. Broken Angel was a song that I co-wrote with a friend of mine, a childhood friend of mine. His name is Giacomo, and he helped me write the chorus of the song. But it's a song that I played all the instruments, and it was one of the first ones that we did, and then we remixed it for the album. There's an unmastered version floating around somewhere, but we thought that it was a song that was worth putting on the album, and we gave it a bit of a remix, remaster, added some guitars, and hopefully it sounds great.
What if it doesn't last forever?